from the slums.
Which is meant to be an informal consultative meeting. We decided that we want to hear from the young people. We believe that there are so many innovative solutions that young people have. I want to introduce Zara. She is part of our Safe Space Sierra Leone team. She's an art therapy coach, and she's been working with the girls in a community girls circle to use art as a means of therapy.
It's an honor for me to be here with you and to see all the amazing work happening here. So, first of all, my name is Zara Faki. I'm a Lebanese Sierra Leonean. I was born and raised in Sierra Leone. And for me, art, for me personally, not being channel for healing. I saw the power of art in my life. I saw the power of art in other people's life, and I saw the power of art in healing communities and societies as a whole. Like how Adiola say, the power of art, of artistic expression, it can create revolutions. It could change countries. Art is so powerful, and artistic expression is so powerful. So for me, I create that space for people to help them express whatever they have. So they can understand themselves, get back to themselves, and help the bigger picture of changing Salon and moving Salon towards eradicating, hopefully, drug abuse and gender-based violence, of course. So these are two very important issues that mean a lot to me, and you can see in my art, the stories behind my art. This series is about the strength of Sierra Leonean women. And it's undeniable, not some teen way. I think we all, for look, take a moment and actually see how strong Sierra Leonean women are and give them that acknowledgement, at least. Because within Sierra Leonean women that they go through, I haven't seen in any other country in the world. Too much against them, too much facing them every single day for grab, for go fan eat, for them picking them, whatever they do. Despite the challenges, despite everything, they stand strong. They move forward. They teach you resilience. They teach you grace. They teach you power. And this, I think, is what I'm trying to make people see through my art. And hopefully I'm taking this message globally with me to spread it through the world, to show the world the strength of Sierra Leonean women. And together, we can actually build on this strength and really change the society. Because if the woman then empowered inside this country, the whole country will be empowered. Women change societies. Women are behind everything. So empower the women and you will empower the society. And I'm honored also to meet the other organization today, Cry from the Slums. I'm definitely also hoping to have the honor to work with them, yes, because this is a big work that we all get for put we need for join. Nobody no go able to do one in one great. Of course you go create momentum because you guys did big change, you guys too. But together, we will create bigger change. So hopefully, yes, let's do it. Yes.
Thank you so much. Like she said, we can't do it alone. We all need for join and push this very, very important fight. Drug abuse now something where they affect your family, it affects your community, it affects each and every aspect of your life. So if we all come together, I'm glad we all know all the night again because we accept questions as well. But more we hear from we panelists, like what they want to say and their view on the topic.
So I am Masire Sise. I'm a communications and advocacy specialist. But today I am here to talk about drugs, sexual and gender-based violence, and HIV and AIDS. Because funnily, these three issues are the main causes of rape when we go in depth. Most of the cases that comes to our rainbow centers, you find out it's either, the survivor would say, they drugged me and raped me, I was drugged and raped, or it would say, when they raped me, I end up getting HIV. So it happens. Basically, the topic we are looking into is drug abuse, sexual violence and HIV as a threat to the future development of Sierra Leone. So basically what I'll be doing is explain to you so you can understand these threats, their impacts, and how can we address them, right? So we'd want to know what exactly drug abuse, sexual violence, and HIV means. Like, you want to get a background, right? So drug abuse, sexual violence, and HIV pose significant threats to the future development of any country. Not only do they undermine public health and safety, but they also erode social cohesion. They hinder economic progress and impede educational attainment. By addressing these issues comprehensively through prevention, intervention, and policy measures, we can contribute to safeguarding the future development and a healthier and safer, prosperous society for generations to come. Now, let me go in depth for drug abuse. What are the impacts of drug abuse? I know so many of you might be thinking, okay, drug abuse, once you go do, it go make you they look sick, it go make you crazy, it go make you mentally disturbed. But I highlighted 3 key impacts of drug abuse. One is the health consequences. We all know when person and they take too much of drugs, it give mental disorder. When you take too much of drugs, it cause an addiction, and this addiction is not good for your health, right? Now we get young boys that win a cameraman, we get picking young girls that win a makeup artist. But with drug abuse, it take a lot from them in terms of productivity. You find out say they would not even have much to do. Then go rather after taking the drugs, you go see them sit on our streets doing nothing. So that is a loss, and that would also create an economic burden for us. And then also we look at the social implications. Some of the social implications there would be breakdown of families. We don't see so many families are being torn apart because of the drugs. If right now I'm into drugs, my family will say, okay, we don't want you now, so it creates that shift. There would not be that family closure again. Most of the drug addicts, we see them on the street, we ask them, they say, oh, me people they don't abandon me, my mama no wants me, my daddy no wants me. So these are some of the impacts. And then also the crime rates. We all don't see the crime rates, which is why I am specifically attaching this drug abuse to sexual and gender-based violence, because that is my area. Most of these drug addicts, when they've taken these drugs, the next thing is finding the available woman to sexually penetrate on, whether or not that person gives consent. But because they have been intoxicated, they're not there in their right senses, sexual violence they increase, right? And it's not just against sexual violence, crime rates such as thief, then the thief. Where they don't take this, then they go broke us just for get waiting for it. So I think these are some of the impacts of drug abuse. So how can we address drug abuse? So one, I said prevention programs. This is one of a prevention. It's an example of a prevention program. Now you are aware of so many things, right? And then community outreach. The communities, let not forget them people and they back as well. We need to go to them and talk to them, let them understand. Imagine me as educated as I am, I have no idea what tramadol is. So what of those ones in the slums? So I think community outreach can also help. And then youth engagement, as we are right now. And then also another way of addressing drug abuse, I stated treatment options. Like my colleague here said, they are working on having rehabilitation centers. These centers can address a lot of issues. So if we have these rehabilitation centers, it can also help in their healing processes. And then counseling services. Let's not forget about counseling, because most times when I see on social media, when these boys are being seen with drugs, I see them, they shave them, age them, I see them, they beat them with cane. That's not the solution. Personally, I feel like we should counsel them. Some of them, it's not an option for them. it's basically due to some certain situation, maybe that's the only remedy you feel like you can. So also counseling services is important. And then law enforcement, which is really good. If you who were present at the Bintumani conference for the Kush conference, when I waited, the law don't say when they catch somebody with Kush, then they even grant you bail, even though you're entitled to bail.
Thank you so much for that. I'm glad the way you mentioned the community outreach and civic education part, because me, I feel like now a great part for like sensitize people. And
so Mina Bob Josiah Reful, Mina lawyer, and also Mina a human rights activist. And once in a while, I comment on issues we get for deal with social, implications. The first time I had, of Kush was in 2019. Not just now, Kush has been, with us. In 2019, we went to a party, and then someone brought this white shining looking object to me. I didn't know what that was, and he said, "Oh, this is Kush. You can have some." But I said, I will just limit myself to what I'm having. I will say what I was having, of course.
What were you having?
No, I will not say that. So, peer pressure. If I did not have the backbone to refuse Kush, I would have gone into that, towards Kush now. Maybe I would have even dropped now what I was having. I don't know what I was having. But then peer pressure is one of the major causes. I was, I had the backbone to say no to Kush, but someone else might not have that backbone. How now can we solve the drug pandemic? How can we? My first solution is that we have to use the quarantine mechanism. So during the pandemics, Corona and all, we had the quarantine centers. So my first solution is that we have to have government create quarantine centers, which some people might call, rehab centers. Go to these communities, create call lines for people to call. If you suspect someone who is using drugs, you call them and they come to those communities and fish them out and take them to the quarantine centers, just like Corona. Because if you do not block those who are now have the problem now, they are now using. If you do not stop that chain, you cannot fight forward. So once we have that, quarantine centers now established, we have toll-free lines. If I see someone using drugs, then I make a call, and we have that quick response. They come to those communities and take them.
Yeah, you mentioned something about peer pressure. So I'm a big advocate for if someone is not serving you, leave them behind.
Yes.
Because when you have friends where they always try to pull you down, go with you in a bad place, hey, more can go smoke, more can go party, more can go. I mean, it's fine to have fun once in a while, but any 10% can you space now for can pull you down for go pan something when they make you grow, leave that person behind. It's fine, guys. It's fine, because if you not left that person one day you get for him you.
Cry from the slums.
My name is Miss Blessing Kutubu. I am an advocate talking about the issue of drug abuse, sexual violence, and HIV. I think specifically for drug abuse, it is a pressing issue we have now. To an extent that the exam I took yesterday, even my lecturer now is concerned about drug abuse. He asked us to write an essay on drug abuse. So I mean, I definitely have an idea before coming here. So we've all spoken well, and we talked about the effects and the causes of drug abuse. But from my own point of view, I feel like before attacking all the social, the mental aspects, we have to first of all talk on the emotional aspect. Many a times we see youths or young people affected by drug abuse in the streets, and then you would not tell me now, or you would not say it now, but most of us here are pretty much judging. When you see them in the streets, you're like, oh, you know one day near there, oh, you they take drugs, me and you two be different, I beg, please. But everyone has got a story. Everyone has gotten a reason why they're taking drugs. You would think that it is because, okay, they're addicts or peer pressure or whatnot. But I feel like if we start with the emotions, these people that we're talking about, these drug addicts, bring them together. Show them that you're interested in what the reason is. Then I think that is one point we'll get the solutions we're looking for. Secondly, just as the just concluded speaker spoke about the peer pressure. Some people might tell you, I'm hardly influenced by friends, or I'm hardly influenced by peers. But peer pressure comes with consistency. When someone would want to influence you, you say you're hard-hearted, you cannot be influenced, but you're constantly with that person. It's consistency. Now, drug abuse, we should know, is not only affecting the present Sierra Leone, it is eating up the foundation of the future Sierra Leone. So if we do not tackle an issue of such, then we have a very weak foundation in the future, or years to come. But if we are planning to build potentials on that foundation, we're definitely going to fall. So the solutions or the answers start now. Now go to the effects of drug abuse. We have mental effects. Now mental health is something that is very rampant. We have activists advocating for mental health. There are certain people when they see the work and the streets of Sierra Leone, good looking and good to go. Up here, they're not okay. They are not okay. Some of them, as we've spoken, are drug addicts, yes. But these drugs that we're talking about, not only Kush, because any program you go, anywhere you go, when you say drugs for Sierra Leone, they tell you it's Kush. Yes, Kush is the principal of all these drugs. It coordinates all these drugs, I can say. But the effects I'll start with, as I've said, is mental effects. And mental health is very deep. On a normal basis, most of us will go through depression. And I talk about say take drugs. That is double problem. Secondly, drug abuse or the harmful use of drugs is destroying potentials in Sierra Leone. People we are seeing in the streets, not of us say most of them stopped at GSS 1 or GSS 2, or most of them stopped at WAS level. Most of them are degree holders. Most of them are working in offices. People with potential. If someone is a drug addict, how do you expect that person to grow? How do you expect that person's potential to nurture when drug is an enemy towards that person's progress? So if we are to tackle drug abuse, then we need to start it now. I would say the reason why we're having drug abuse as a problem is because we are late with the solutions. Most of the problems we have now in Sierra Leone, I'll tell you the truth, it's because we wait for problems to hit us before we find solutions. If we begin to, we have to survey, we have to know the problems of young people, we have to know what they are going through, then you will know what will befall Sierra Leone. Have a one-on-one conversation with these people to know what, just as the young lady was talking here, it said even if we solve push, there's going to come another problem or another drug that the youths of Sierra Leone or young people would want to use. I believe if we are to have a foreknowledge or tackle the problem that is to come, the solutions we'll have to find it now. It says it's better late than never. Prevention is better than cure. And then the second problem is increase in crime rates. I tell you, if we're focusing on drug abuse now and we're finding solutions. But while drug abuse is a problem in Sierra Leone, each and every one of us here is not safe. You're not safe wherever you are. So do not only say, oh, because me not a drug addict and not get no business with person where they take push, let them go they take no more. That the effects of drug addiction or drug abuse is going to meet you one day if you do not try to help the people who are suffering from it now. I'll come to solutions here. Okay, before I go to solutions, we have another problem that we're talking about: sexual violence. Sexual violence, or I can say it's there's an aspect of it that shoots out from drug abuse, because just as the first speaker spoke about, she said when them people that they take drugs, they may want to involve in rape for go and tamper with woman them, because they're not in their right state of mind. So solving the problem of drug abuse would help us prevent sexual violence in a way. I would not say 100%, but it is helping. It would help us to cater for the problem of sexual violence. For the solutions, I would rightly go with, you go say the speaker all long can talk about rehabilitation centers, but what is to be said is to be said. If not the solution, not the solution. Rehabilitation centers. Bring these people on board. As my barrister here have said, we should have a quarantine place for people who are suffering from this drug addiction. Bring them, call, and then bring them on board. Another solution is, after this rehabilitation process, I would want the government to make these people that have already gone through this process to become anti-drug abuse ambassadors, because they have felt it. They know what it is. They know the harmful effects of drug abuse. So if they become ambassadors, then they can help us in the fight against drug abuse. And also awareness, raising awareness. Lots of us here do not even know what kush looks like. You probably go give up a program, you don't know say na kush. Sometimes if you say na sugar for add by juice. But if we raise awareness, I'm talking about physically, emotionally, and every aspect, socially, tell us. We will not begin to take it, or we will not take her. Tell us what is kush. Show us what is kush. Show us the other drugs. Let us see and know what is going on. Because a lot of us here, all we know is social media campaign on drug abuse. All we know is to come and speak about drug abuse, but you don't even know what the drug we are talking about is. I will emphasize again, if them give kush there, they don't tell you, you will not know it is kush. So let us be aware and let us know what we are fighting against. Because if we are not aware of what we are fighting against, it's a blind fight that we'll definitely lose. And also, to conclude, it is our responsibility to work towards ending drug abuse. Just like corruption, some people say it will never come to an end. But life or takula, there's an end. Surely even the Bible tells us, surely there is an end. And push will come to an end in Jesus' name. Amen.
So yes, I like to reiterate within one power finally thinking talk. Like I talk educate. We need for educate people on their issues they are, so you understand. Oh my God. And I don't know how important it is. Because Kush don't there around like I talk for so long. Now because it's so blatant, we they see people there as zombies in the street, now make don't talk about this still. Because we they see say, hey, this thing if you not put on, it like I talk no more. Now we don't kind of we face now make with the pantawapa and so. But we really need to tackle these issues before they even come to this stage. You understand? Drug abuse interrelated to everything, to HIV. If you get HIV, because if you're not informed, then they say you die tomorrow. Exactly. So you they go take drugs, they can't die. Which of course, when you sit down, you read about HIV, you can live with HIV if you take your medication. When you read about like you can live for so long, but because information all day, you know nothing but you don't depress as they say you get HIV, they can't die. You go begin take drugs, got depression, mentally, you're done. Inside if you say all things done for me, I not get future again. So really, I'm so happy we're talking about this.
Very opportune, to be with you all. I'm Hannah Kabo, of course, Executive Director of .NET. So, issue about sexual, gender-based violence, issue about HIV and AIDS, drug abuse. I guess it's not a new thing. And all the issues that we relate to, then three key things that were called so, and just they increase every now and then. We don't attend a lot of programs on sexual gender-based violence. We attend them put it in state of emergency. HIV and AIDS has always been there. wait till go program, then say it still they exist. And every day, new thing that they come up by HIV and AIDS. You can't do drug abuse. Drug abuse has always been there, just like what you say, Kush has always been there. Pampers water. If I said the youth, I think select. We're so innovative. For me, I think they're no. Honestly, like I don't know when it comes to we're so innovative. Like see where they make we. If you see that this they make we dormant, we they go for more to they make we extra energetic. You understand? So these issues have always been there, and all of the panelists don't throw lights on them. So I go just give me your short, insights or three of them things there very quickly. And let me tell you the solution, not to make a solution, because you know the solution. Yeah? We are young people. Now we say get for solve the problem for research. We can't wait on politicians or partners or organizations for solve the solution. You have to start, and then when you start, other people they see you and join you also in terms of addressing this problem. Sexual agenda-based violence is a very key issue to me heart. Of course, we don't hear and say rape, sexual harassment, emotional, blah blah blah, and all of that. But one of the things that we don't see really they persist is about sexual harassment and consent. When me and you two when they go through sexual harassment, now we host, now we universities, everywhere we'll find ourselves, we need to even talk about them. We need to even bring and come up, because you know why? We so not okay with them. We don't so accept them. Say man for talk to me any kind of way. I think you guys don't know what is sexual harassment. So passports in that way so touch your body. Even that flatting way when the person they talk to you, even some kind watch, some kind talk where person they talk to you, it's sexual harassment. And sometimes we say that they allow one for happen because you condone and compromise comes in. You're okay with it. You say want to move around the fling. We need to talk about there are a lot of structures when it comes to sexual agenda-based violence. Now nobody model courts, right? No. Oh wow! These are the issues. You see, sexual agenda-based violence. Remember when Khadija came? Government passed state of emergency. They made the sexual model courts for able for they refer to cases the way they deal with sexual offences act. The sexual offences act. And do you know about the sexual offences act? Oh wow! These are the issues. So that means that more engagement need for be done. That's why even we, for me as my organization, we are always talking about the law, because when you know the law, you know your rights, and you're able for prevention, and you know who side for go, who side you for lay complaint. It's sad to see that all of these structures they are there, but they need to function well. People don't even know about the popularization of these structures. In your university, your department gets any outside you go lay sexual harassment complaint. One no gender department, or not even get sexual harassment side. Every day they harass me. If a student they harass student, teachers they harass students, teachers they harass teachers. Yes, it's so true. That's right. These are all the issues. Not to pass the issues they really integrated. And when you see sexual agenda-based violence, when you see HIV, and when you see drug abuse, they are all one family. They all have connection. In case you don't know, when it comes to HIV and AIDS, most of we young people we don't even know our bodies, but then we engage in early sex. That's right. You don't even know love. You know they say love is blind. You don't even know the person's status, and then you don't get sex with them. We're not even talking about sex talk to with partner. But they do every day. You don't even know if you get HIV. You don't know if you get it too. Although HIV and AIDS, they get into not only through sex, you can also get into instruments and all of them things and I don't know about the innovativeness. See, I start push. Pampers water. Now so make say tramadol. And people they say some people they take tramadol when they go party for make them high, for let them feel good. People, even that shisha self, when they smoke, they make you feel like these are all drugs. You think that push, just like West Nova, they say because of the zombiness, because you get style, because you get artist business, that make you take and serious. But drugs has been there. And let's be the talker. Sometimes you don't want to be involved, but just circumstances make you the involved. Now make a post on a video say like it is so wrong. People they go on there, they go and bar people. Like you don't know the circumstance where bring them people into this particular drug business here.
Those who know me
always call me by my first name, Isaac. Isaac is enough. Fortunately for me, I've worked on all the three issues quite extensively, not just in Sierra Leone, but at least I've had the opportunity of working in 5 countries on these issues. Thank you. Let me start with a story. In November this year, last year, we went to Makeni with the Chief Justice and members of the Supreme Court and Appeals Court of Sierra Leone. Our mission was very simple. It was to take them to see at first hand the work we do with sex workers, people who use drugs, and also to see the people living with HIV. It was the most insightful visit for them, because for us, we live with these people every day, and we know some of the issues that we deal with on daily basis. There are 3 things that came up from their own report. One, they said they didn't even know what sex workers were going through in Sierra Leone, the abuse, the violations that they face on daily basis. But when we met with the drug users, and they were being told that you people here kush, 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 so everybody runs after kush. By even kush, there are 2 types of kush that are used. You are looking at the people who are always who are completely sleeping or zombie or who are in trance. That's what we see. So for us, that is kush. But there is another form of kush that makes you super active that they use for work. They didn't know that kush is sold for 5,000, as cheap as 5,000. The person cannot get food, so he gets money. He buys kush 5,000, so he doesn't eat the whole day, and it's okay. So the perception, and we are in the meeting, and you find a 13-year-old boy completely gone. You have other people who are super violent and shouting on everybody. And there is that realization, even from the court, that we need to do more. We came back, we had some orientations with the judges. And moving forward, those are some of the things that is influencing some of the decisions that you are hearing now. We know Sierra Leone, about almost 60% of the population are below age 35. So Sierra Leone is a very youthful population. The future of Sierra Leone will be determined by what we do with this current population that we have now. If you look at how China transitioned over the last 30 years, it was the decisions they made 30 years ago that has made China what it is today. Today we hear Senegal has appointed a new president with 44 years, right? So the future, and if Anna was here, we say the future is for the youth. No, they say the future is for the present is for them now, and not the future. Some of us are getting old, so we can't call ourselves youthful anymore. But I want you to put that into perspective as we have this conversation. If you have a situation where 6 out of 10 people are below 35 years, then whatever we are doing should be directed, led, and guided by those 60% of the population who owns the next 10 years of the country's life. Mental health issues become their major challenge. So that's why it was painful to see people getting barbed the way they were being treated. It is the most dehumanizing thing to do, because the people don't know what they are doing. The state in which they are at the time, they themselves don't know. So why are we adding to their problems? We know that there are major health issues. Their kidneys, liver becomes infected, and then you see their legs swollen, they have sores all over the place, which is killing them. But it's not just that. We all know that whether it's cigarette, whether it's alcohol, it goes straight into your liver. And that is where the problem starts. Eventually in Sierra Leone, you are going to see many more of those cases, many more people who require treatment with
liver treatment, dialysis on daily basis. It's so expensive because once you start dialysis, every 2 days you have to go through it, and the people don't have money for this. So it will definitely lead to death. Crime, like my sister said, you see increase in crime, but they themselves begin to have criminal records. At the organizational level, I think we are doing too many things, but they are scattered. Everybody, we hear kush, so suddenly there are organizations that have come from nowhere and they want to do kush work. Life doesn't work like that. We as a country, it is better to have a consortium of organizations coming together and say, look, we want to work on kush, we want to work on Sgbv, we want to work on HIV, and then we work together and have a strategy which is clearly thought through. Where are the legal people we need for this? Where are the social workers we need for this? Where are the health workers we need for this? Where are the educationists? Because if you find a child who is 12 years, like the video you saw, I think she was even less than 12, and she was smoking kush. How do we deal with this girl? We should have places within our consortium to take these people to. And so I'm encouraging us to think as an organization, how do we coordinate our activities and have a response?
My name is Evangelist Success. I'm from Cry from the Slum organization. Cry from the Slum organization is a non-profit organization. We are actually focused on helping the less privileged, especially the commercial sex workers, drug addicts, and people living with HIV, the widows and old people. So presently right now we're in the fight seriously against the drug abuse. We have what we call Cry from the Slum Psychosocial Counseling Outlet. This one is wherein we have started it a couple of weeks back from different communities, wherein the team, we have a lot of volunteers. We'll go there in that community and discover all those who are addicts, help counsel them, help them with medical, and help bring them out, help with their mindset. So because the work is huge, right now we are planning on having a general meeting on a particular day, sometimes in April, so that we can involve all our organizations, because we believe that together we can fight, together we can win, but we cannot win this fight alone. Okay.
Also, when it comes to like solution for this push issue, I think me are very big on empathy. I feel like putting yourself in that person's position will make you understand more. Personally, I not abuse any drug, but I get a sugar addiction. Like I did drinking sugar so bad. So like I understand the point of view, you know, what they say other people. I kind of, even though me not, I would say not to the wrong per se, but then I understand. So me organization Gallop Salon, what they do for kind of foster empathy, they do exhibition probably in June, where they show up the stories behind them people they are. So it's saying more than just addicts. So the stories them, for many people they humanize them and say this is not just like about the drug abuse, this is why, and we feel like if we're able for highlighting stories and they're behind the addiction.
Waiting the lady say from songs, where even they talk about picking them where then they sexually abused in schools, and he say we need to forget like ambassadors where they go there. And so I want to say like for the documents where they make for going to the government. Not so all the time these ambassadors they do in school. In the beginning they spend half of the days in school. So let me help the picking them for no waiting a safe school. Many of them picking there are not even no abuse. Yeah. So help them for no say whatever touch will not safe for me, that's not bad touch. So like make like the school gets like these posters, help the teachers forget na the classroom, this good and bad touch. Yeah. Talk to the pikin there and say, some people you go say if you touch him body, so I mean not feel anything. So help them for no say whatever touch you touch me where I know they feel safe, then I for report them. Get these small boxes in school. If I know able to talk to my teacher, let her write them and put them there. If I know how to put me name there, let just put them there, that complaint they go. So maybe if we start on our schools, because we get these schools where within our slums like Mambela Municipal, now so many picking and they you know get nobody for talk to in our house. So if we can at school you get this safe space for talk, then we can able for help them picking there. But not all the time the ambassadors go and talk, then a devotion make all these points. But you go just go like that. But lay it day at the school, lay it day at the classrooms. You dey enter at the classroom, you dey see a boy and a girl, good and bad touch they dey. And many a times when we dey talk about abuse, we dey focus on the girls. You get the boy picking and this thing where they call toxic masculinity. This thing where they say boy picking up for cry, boy picking up for everything, you just for man up way they do. Help the boy picking them for no say then can be abused. Then self can cry. You get something where the money you can speak them out. But because of this toxic masculinity, everybody just want for no, me and man, I go just be like this. I just want for be strong. So we want for start this thing as soon as school. Also for just go and do advocacy. But later, now the schools, now the classrooms, with the teacher then, so that the beginning themselves will feel safe.
I have got several situations where the parents have to change the school for their boy child. Yes, sometimes even locate them abroad, simply because there have been so many girls clamoring for that boy. I have seen a situation, my own very nephew was in Form 2 and the other guy was in another stream. That guy used to leave her class, come to the other stream where the boy was, and seduce him. Yes, there were instances the girl has to put her hands into the boy's trousers in the class. Yes, so sometimes we don't just emphasize on abuse of the girl child. The boys also are victims. And we talked about the way you talk to someone, the way you talk. They got to have it. They seduce the boys. In fact, in the private schools, the boys are more vulnerable. I'm saying this for real. Sure. The boys are more vulnerable. You see so many girls going around one boy. Yeah. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Cry from the slums.